सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु। In the Gita, there is discussion on bhakti, discussion on Shraddha, Sattvika Shraddha. Shraddha, Bhakti go together. And that Bhakti is for a person, whether he is a mumukshu or is not a mumukshu. One who is interested in prayers, interested in arthakama. Surga also come under that arthakama. And punya, swarga, artha, money, wealth, all that power. And various forms of pleasure, avenues of pleasure. Even those people have got Shraddha Bhakti. They make use of Ishvara's grace. And therefore, the Tirupati, Venkateshwara, is a partner in business. Any business started in Andhra, he has got a share. And that profit, that share profit goes to him. You don't need any stock exchange and all that. No court, nothing. People Shraddha. And therefore, Bhakti is an element. Everybody has, whoever has some appreciation of Ishvara, simple belief also. So they all have bhakti and then they do. Offer worship, they offer contributions. And of course, if he is a partner, they have to give the dues. So, routinely they give. Sitting there, he collects. That's all Shraddha Bhakti. So there is such a thing as sannyasa, and a sannyasi is also bhakta. He has also Shraddha. Otherwise, what is the use of sannyasa? And karma yogi is also bhakta. In fact, without being a bhakta, there is no karma yoga. for the karma yogi. There is no karma yogi without being a bhakta. Because you have to bring in Ishvara with reference to karma phalam, with reference to karma means also looking at dharma as Ishvara. Swakarma, swadharma as Ishvara. There is so much Ishvara in Karma Yoga. And if there is a separate Bhakti Yoga, does that person perform his duties or not? This so-called Bhakti Yoga, does it involve performance of duties? If he has duties and he performs with Bhakti Shraddha, he is a Karma Yogi. He can't say, I am a Bhakta, therefore I don't perform any karma. That is Avaidikam. Only sannyasi is absolved of duties. Therefore, sannyasi is totally committed to the pursuit of knowledge, to the exclusion of everything else. Karma yogi pursues knowledge along with his duty performance, doing what is to be done, and therefore both these are the only nishtha, two nisthas, dvivida nishtha. Bhakti is included. The karma yogi is a bhakta, sannyasi is a bhakta. Then asanas, disciplines like pranayama, all this, yama niyama, they are all meant for anybody, whether he is a mumukshu or not. That's why asanas and pranayama are all very popular. Anybody can do. Sannyasi will do, karma yogi will do, and the third group, who are not sannyasis or karma yogis, they are bhaktas. And doing karma, they are artha kama. So they have no moksha nishtha. And they also do. Anybody can do. And so it's a common discipline, like Shraddha Bhakti is common in moksha nishtha, mokshaya nishtha, a committed life. In that Shraddha Bhakti common, asana pranayama, yama niyama, all these are common. And therefore you need not count parallel paths. They don't exist. ये भी ठीक है, वो भी ठीक है, उधर से, they will give an example. You can go up a hill if you want to reach the temple on the top of the hill. You can go walking. You can land on a helicopter. You can drive also. There's a road. You can use many methods are there. You can, the hilltop you can go this way, on the southern side, the northern side, eastern side, west side. There are so many paths are there, footpaths are there. You can walk up. You will reach the same temple. Bah, enna buddhi vela seirudappa. So the buddhi is very, very creative to say that. But then the I give another example. Examples don't make a topic. A topic you have argued, and to assimilate an example may be useful. You can't draw a conclusion on an example. If the conclusion is not sound, then we can give another example and dismiss this unsound conclusion. I can say, no matter in which way you come to the top of the hill, to the temple there is only one door. To the temple there is only one door. You have to enter. And darshan of Bhagavan you can have only through your eyes. There is no other way. Why not I listen? I see the Lord with my ears. Choice is not given. There is no option. So your another example is gone, Your conclusion is gone. This is not the way to make conclusions through examples. These also example. They draw conclusions citing an example. Without, all questions are around the example only. It's all wrong. You have to give the reason where there is reason available. In areas where Shastra alone is a pramana, then the reasoning is for assimilating what the Shastra says. Any other contention will be wrong. If Shastra is the only pramana, and what does it say cannot be negated. And there is a reason for all that. A long discussion. So those things have to be cited. And an example may be useful. Example doesn't prove. Hetu, you give the hetu. The hetu is reason. The major term in Western logic. That is the most important thing to do. And so, you understand this Dvividanishta. Bhagavan has understood Arjuna's question. Where his heart is lying, what he is driving for. And he says, Karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyam purushosnute. Na karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyam purushosnute. Nacha sanyasanadeva siddhim samadhigacchati. There is such a thing as naishkarmyam. A special word. All karmani nirgatani yasya. For whom all karmas are not there, have gone away. That person is called nishkarma. Nishkarmanaha bhavam naishkarmyam. His disposition is called naishkarmyam. This is another word for jnanam, knowledge. Knowledge of the self being akarta. Actionlessness is the nature of Atma, without which there is no karma. No action possible. Itself is free from action. Therefore, you are free from action. Therefore, free from punya, papa. So that person is naturally, therefore, naishkarmya swarupa. That is called moksha. This Naishkarmya Siddhi, there is a book called Naishkarmya Siddhi. The achievement of this Nishkarma, achievement of the status of being a Nishkarma or having the disposition of Naishkarmyam is not by giving up karma. You cut down all activities. In those days, go to Rishikesh, because now Rishikesh is all activity. More activities. Go to Rishikesh, no activity. Karmanam anarambat naishkarmyam purushaha na ashnute. You don't do karma, you become naishkarmya. You have got naishkarmya siddhi. The If you don't do karma, you don't do karma, that's it. So, you will pass all the requirements to be a lazy man, a lazy person. You won't become a jnani. I don't take a bath. There's also karma, nitya karma. I don't take a bath. Why? I want to practice nishkarma. In Badrinath, when Mahatma was there, he came to Badrinath, I think. I don't know whether he was there or not. When I went to Badrinath once, I saw this fellow being fed by devotees. Then I made inquiry. They say, he won't eat. Eating is karma. He will only open his mouth. This kind of dong, this is real dong. He will open his mouth and swallow whatever that is there inside. This is called the Urchvazhapro. Sariyana lazy fellow. But some confusion. And there are devotees for all that. Anything peculiar. Nishkarma. Karmanam anarambhat purushaha naishkarmyam na ashnute. Then Bhagavan says, nacha sanyasanadeva siddhim samadhigacchati. Naishkarmya siddhim samyak adhigacchati. Just because you have given up ritually all karmas, Vaidika karma, all nitya naimittika karma, laukika karmas, to be done, all these are given up. Doesn't mean you have gained Naishkarmya Siddhi. The Siddhi should be Naishkarmya Siddhi. Siddhim Samadhigacchati. It has nothing to do with that. Later he will say, Karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Even if the person is engaged in all activities, that person doesn't do anything. That is Nishkarmyam. That person knows that I don't do anything. Even though the person is in the midst of all activities, engaged in activities. So that is jnana. It's not absence of action. Such a thing doesn't exist, he says. Nahi kasyit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma kriti. There is no person who remains without action even for a second. kshanamapi akarma krit means a person without doing anything doesn't exist. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati, ever. Akarma krit. Akarma krit means karma krit. And without being a karma krit is akarma krit. Doesn't do. The not doing person doesn't exist. Why? Because the sense of doership is there. Therefore, you will be doing. What does your son-in-law do? What does your son do? He is keeping quiet. As a reaction of if he is really keeping quiet, doesn't even talk, that's a big thing. He goes about talking. He goes about playing cards. He is idling. Idleness is different from laziness. Laziness, not getting up. Laziness. Sitting here, conclude. Even application he won't send for a job. He himself will decide he won't get it. Yeah, how do you know that you won't get it? No, I don't think I will get it. He's not making an attempt to get a job. That's all laziness. Idleness is very active, producing nothing. Producing nothing. And he will sit there where there is suppose a pond. He will sit on the banks. And then he pick up all these pebbles and stones and he will be throwing. And seeing the ripples. What are you doing? Just spending time. Busy. Idleness. Not producing anything worthwhile. That is idle. Very busy. इधर से उधर जाएगा, उधर से इधर आएगा. But producing nothing. That is idle. There was one machine I saw. It's a transparent machine. And in the machine, there are all mechanical activities. The machine will do. You switch on. Push a coin, it's on. Gada-gada, gudu-gudu, gudu-gugi, chee, gom, no. There are varieties of gadgets. And one will push, one will hit, and one will hammer, and one will turn, and then all kinds of things. All activities, transparent. Nothing. Nothing is produced. No production. Just activities. You can see that. You lose some money, You have to push coin. Afterwards it will begin doing gada gada, gudu gudu. Something will run and come back to the same point. It will go there and come back. Back karega, forward motion hoga. All kinds of things. It's a good thing to see this, what all possible in one place. Ingenious creation. That fellow made money out of idleness. He is a genius. But this machine, through this machine, you cannot accomplish anything. That nothing is accomplished, that is the machine. This is called idleness. So see the difference between laziness and idleness. And laziness is no motion. Paitan. Ajagara vritti. Lie down. Don't move. Whatever comes your way, that's all. Paitan vritti. Lazy. The other one is very busy producing nothing. So both are different. Result is the same. So karmanam anarambhat or karma sanyasanadeva, just by giving up all karma ritually and you become a sannyasi, na siddhim adhigacchati. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarma krite. And therefore, karyate hyavashah karma sarvaha prakriti jair gunaihi. He has to do something or the other. And the Prakriti means the nature, the design of this body. He is meant to act. And therefore action, karmendriyani are given for action. Prakriti will make, Prakriti means the very nature of this body, will make you do one thing or the other. I am a karta is enough. Later he will tell what is akarta. Inaction is not actionlessness. This inaction is not doing what is to be done. That is inaction. So what is to be done you do. Then also it doesn't become karma yoga. What is to be done you do with certain attitude. Then only it is yoga, because it is buddhi yoga. Attitude is very important even when you do karma in keeping with dharma. That is also an attitude. It also implies attitude that dharma is Ishvara. And swakarma is something that is given. And therefore it is Ishvara. That awareness is necessary. Manmana bhava, mad bhakto bhava, mam yaji, mam namaskuru. All these words of Gita talk about a karma yogi, how that person has got to be attitudinally. And therefore, that by just giving up karma, there is no karma yoga, much less knowledge called Neshkarmya Siddhi. Then the reality is that you have to do one thing or the other. And therefore, he criticizes this kind of life, saying, the one who gives up the karmendriyani samyamya yaha aste manasaswaran indriyarthan vimudatma mityacharasya uchyate. All the karmendriyas controlling. No activity, no action. And then, yaha aste, indriyarthan manasasmaran, doesn't even act to achieve those objects, whatever he is sitting there, manasasmaran. He goes on imagining, visualizing, fantasizing all situations as though he is swimming. Sitting there as though he is swimming. He is swimming in the sea, he is swimming in this Olympic pool, and he comes first. The fellow won't enter into the water. Manasasmaran. And all his karmendriyas are atrophied. He doesn't make use of them. That fellow is mithyacharaha. His whole life itself is one of false, pretentious life. Mithyachara. Kind of hypocrisy. Saha mithyacharaha uchyate. Therefore, at least those who are sitting and trying a slot machine, and he is doing something, at least some exercise, his hand is pulling this, and he is doing something. At least he is losing money. This fellow, even that, he won't do, and he will be thinking that he is getting a lot of money. Jackpot. Then he wants to buy a cup of tea. He collects the money through his wife from his father-in-law. This fellow. Mityacharasya uchyate. And he says, Yastu indriyani manasa niyamya arabate karmendriyaihi karma yogam asaktaha sa vishishyate. Praises the one who does with the right attitude and live a life of karma yoga, doing what is to be done, taking the results as they come, saha vishishyate. That person has nishtha, moksha nishtha. See the difference. Therefore, niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajjayo hyakarmanaha sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhyeda karmanaha. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. Niyatam, what is to be done? Niyatam is not created by you. You find yourself in a situation where you need to do this. That's called niyatam karma. So niyatam kuru karmatvam, tvam kuru. You do. What karma? What karma? Niyatam karma. What is to be done in a given situation? Whether it is office, whether in the community, anything to be done. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. And doing karma is jayaha, akarmanaha. So karma is, doing this is the best. It is, when you're not doing, inaction, it is just to say the least. Doing karma is the best. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajjayo hyakarmanaha sharira yatra pichate te sharira yatra pi tava sharira yatra, your journey of life, living your life. And Bhagavan himself has said it. Breathing, that is why he made it involuntary. If he had made it voluntary, you won't do. You won't do. Suddenly one will find one is dead. Then the spirit is asking, the spirit, departed spirit, is asked by the other spirit who is there, how come you came? You are so young, what happened to you? Just I forgot to breathe. Some satisfaction the spirit has got because the other spirit told the same thing. I did the same thing. That's why Bhagavan kept this as involuntary. Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhyeda karmanaha. The inactive person won't last for a day. Thank God that there is some activity, involuntary, and so things are possible. You have to eat at least. Therefore, Bhagavan here mentions the fact, whether jnani or ajnani, both need to act. Whether you act less or more, it is the same. What really counts is your attitudes, etc. And so he praises here action, acting, doing what is to be done. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jayokya karmana. This srishti itself is like that. Everything has to be moving. It tells here this in the srishti there is a certain cosmic ecology is there. Each one has to do something. All the devatas have to do their jobs, and you have to do the job. That's how the srishti is. This is a very beautiful thesis here, a fact about the creation, and we'll look into it. We'll come back. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.